If you would like to have a one-on-one session with me, just follow the link below in the description, and then just scroll down, and then you'll see the one-on-one time scheduled, and you'll be able to book your session. And I'll be able to teach you anything that's of occult, from soup to nuts. I'm going to be showing you guys the way that I actually connect to a plant. 5-step process that I do. One of the parts of occult practice that's been incorporated in numerous practices all around the world is incorporating plants, nature. And some people usually use just like the correspondences, just like color, the type of plant it is, flora family, and the scientific classification. There are some people that actually correspond by a myth of a divine being or a demigod or a heroic figure. But in this example, I'm going to be demonstrating and explaining. And in this case, this is a white Ziva paper white. There's 3 of them, 3 bulbs. It's part of the Narcissus family. Narcissism. I'm not really entirely sure what the scientific plant name is for this species of plant, but it's kind of similar to hyacinth because it's a bulb, but it's also more similar to the daffodil. Essentially, how I start is by just looking at really the name. Pretty much I have to say this kind of a plant is one that is very innocent, like a youthful. On over to the species of it. These of daffodil, which is also including the narcissism plant, can be used for workings that are for self-empowerment. And funny enough, actually, I got this plant to give to Lilith. It can also be used to attract attention. Being a bulb, it's toxic, poisonous, because in the bulb, that's where all the toxins at. So with that, we can actually add an element of Saturn into this, because Saturn plants are toxic, they can harm you, they're poisonous, they can cause ailment like indigestion, nausea, itchy skin, they can cause a rash, and they pretty much can cause harm to you if you don't handle them correctly. This can be another example, but the thing is you don't put this in your mouth. And that's actually one of the ways that I actually connect with the plant, by actually tasting it. In this case, I can't taste this because this is toxic. Observing like the color. Well, obviously a plant is green. So we then take a look to see if there's any flowers on it. Well, there is. White. So the color white is related to moon, as well as Venus, according to its perceived over in India with Shukracharya's color being white. Gives a feminine feel, to my opinion. After I've pretty much observed how it looks with sight, since we can't put it in my mouth because it's poisonous, that's already over and done with. My next step would be to actually just feel it and just connect with it. Is the greenery very thick? Is it thin? Is it firm? Is it tough? Is it delicate? How's the flowers on it? Very, very gentle. Very gentle. It's like it has a very strong foundation, but like the floral part is very gentle. So we can say that rounding, because this is pretty firm, delicate. Then move over to the sound. You're probably thinking, sound? How? Best way, just put your ear next to it. And then just feel the plant. You have to listen, and you had to have your mouth shut. It has a very quiet nature. Self-preserved. And now probably the one that probably makes the most sense out of all of these. Scent. There's no scent there on this part. And it smells strangely somewhat similar to jasmine. So in a way, this can be used as a stand-in for jasmine based on scent alone. The scent's also very lulling. Jasmine's scent is more like lulling, like this lulling is more kind of more inviting. We have touch, we have sight, we have scent. We can't use the mouth, we have the ear. It would actually be then to connect with spirit. Pretty much allow its energy just to come in and affect the mind. And I wrote down what I was getting. I can be fun, but I know my worth. I am not gullible. So right there, again, we're kind of going back on that theme of having that self-empowerment and self-security within thyself. With this kind of a plant, the self-empowerment, because it's confident within itself, based on intuition, security with how grounded and firm it is, it'll poison you. It is an innocent-looking flower, so it can be deception work. Like if you're doing kind of working for like glamour, that's a good one. Since it does have a bit of a lulling effect, but the kind of lulling it has is more the attraction, so you can, I would say, use this for attraction work. Primarily, we're having self-empowerment, but also empowerment that pulls. Essentially, the best I can come up with. I'm not going to burn the flowers because it's not my plant, but for Lilith, it's hers. That's pretty much it regarding how to connect with a plant. But if you have like an essential oil of a plant, you can actually blend it with other plants and whatnot. But in this case, I don't have an essential oil of a paperwhite, so I can't really do that. And I hope that kind of gave you an idea to possibly consider incorporating in your practice.